Hey y'all, this is Darryl. It's July 17 today, about quarter to 2 in the afternoon. It's about 100 degrees outside. It's been about 100 degrees for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Hot, hot, hot. So I'm in the shop and I've got an old one today. This is an old Westinghouse motor. It's had a pretty rough life, but check this out. This is one from December of 1893. This old motor here. It's got patent dates as far back as 1889. So this is one of the earlier, what we call a tank motor, a tank style motor. And the cord's pretty ratty on it. It's just all coming apart. But believe it or not, I may have to spin it to get it started because I don't believe the internal centrifugal start switch is working on it, but we'll see. But let's see if we can make it run. All right, these run counterclockwise, so I'm going to spin it and get it started. And it's actually running pretty quiet considering the way it looks. Anyway, you can see the rotor spinning in there. Pretty doggone quiet. But anyway, we're going to pull it apart and see what we can find out. The reason it's not wanting to start on its own, it's got an internal centrifugal start switch. I may have to rebuild that. And of course, while we're in it, we're going to put new bearings in it and take a look at the rotor shaft. And we have to dress the rotor shaft or replace the rotor shaft. We'll do that too. But anyway, this is what's on my bench. It's what I'm working on now. And y'all stand by, and we'll do part 2 of this thing here in just a bit. Hey y'all, just a quick little update here. I'm going to try to see if I can keep this under a minute. We've got the tank motor open, and you see how badly rusted it is all inside of there. A lot of cleaning. We're going to have to replace bearings for sure. But down in here, see how badly rusted it is down in there? All this we're going to have to get cleaned up in here, all that goop down in there. The rotor's in really bad shape. This thing's not opening and closing like it ought to. I think this one here is springing okay, but it's going to take a lot to clean this up. These screws here is rusted so bad, I don't think I can even get a screwdriver in there to get them out. A lot of times these will break off, and then you got to drill them out and rethread. So it's going to require a lot of time getting this thing cleaned up. Look at that rotor. So we'll see how it goes. Y'all stay tuned. Hey y'all, it's Monday, and I've been continuing on with this old Westinghouse tank motor here. And I've got the rotor all cleaned up pretty good, got new springs on there, everything's working real good. I got a little bit of oil on it, and everything's working real good about that. Let's see, I felt something come off of here. That's what it was right there. It goes right here. I spliced a new head wire, got a new head wire on there, and got this part of the start switch cleaned up. I'm fixing to put the stator. Well, I'm going to see if I can insulate these windings a little bit. I'll get that back in the motor housing and see if we can get this thing put back together. And I'll let y'all know how it turns out. All right? Y'all hang on. Hey guys, so I've got the Westinghouse tank motor all back together. I think the last video I showed you, I spliced a new head wire on there. I've got the motor actually turned upside down right now because the oil cups aren't in it. And I want to talk about that in a minute. I want to address something, but that'll be a different video. So the motor's actually turned upside down so I can put a couple of drops in the where the oil cups go, just so we can get lubrication to the bearing. I'm going to plug it in. I got it hooked up to a test lid. We're going to plug it in, let you see it start up and run. These motors do run counterclockwise, and as it starts up, you'll hear just a little bit of as the centrifugal start switch opens as it gets up to speed. So, man, this thing runs so quiet, you can't even hear it running. I'm real pleased the way this thing turned out compared to what we actually started with. So stand by just a second, all right? Okay guys, I'm back. I just wanted to talk a little bit about these oil cups right here that go on these Westinghouse motors. This is an oil cup, it's not a grease cup. And if your wick looks like this, you're not getting lubrication to the bearing. The wick needs to be soft and pliable, absorbative, is that a word? Absorbative. I've put just a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on this, and you see how it turns it a little bit of a honey color as you put oil in it. And see, I've got oil on my finger there. That oil wicks up to the bearing. Here's a piece of fresh wick material. So if your wick doesn't do this, it's not soft and flexible, and it's not getting lubrication to the bearing like it should. People put axle grease, all kind of stuff in these things, but these are oil cups. Okay guys, so I just took about 20 minutes and cleaned out these cups right here, and pulled the old springs and wick out and all that old gunk and goo and everything. And this is some of the junk that I got out from in there. It's pretty hard and nasty, and definitely cannot wick through this wicking material here to get oil to the bearing. So I'm going to try to pronounce this word, this 3-letter word, O-I-L. I just had a comment from a viewer, and for those of you that don't understand Carolina hillbilly, that's oil cups. They're oil cups. I say oil cups. So anyway, I'm gonna get these in there, get them in the motor, and get this thing boxed up. Thank y'all for watching the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little something, and maybe it was a little entertaining to you too. Y'all take care.